Initiator has seen many different metas throughout the years. However, one agent in 2024 has seen a meteoric rise, and that is Gecko. Compared to champions last year, to Kickoff, Gecko has seen a 4.5 times pick rate increase, which is absolutely insane.
There are two reasons for this drastic change in the use of Gecko. Patch 7.12. This patch changed three things that were related to Gecko. The recall time was half, which means you can get your util back faster, and the projectile it shoots also moves quicker. Patch 8.01. Two changes were made to Sky. The flash will automatically pop at the end of its flight, meaning that fake flashing is a lot harder. But the more important second change is that Sky flashes will no longer regen, meaning that Sky only has 2 flashes she can use per round, which inherently means that getting info is a lot more resource heavy. So let's do a quick recap of Gecko's utility, and then look at 4 scenarios to see how Gecko is used in pro play. This little guy you throw up in the air, and if it spots anyone, it shoots ink and covers the enemy screen. The info part is that you can see the tracer of where the ink goes towards. So with the new patch, this flying little fella has really improved. Dizzy allows for really explosive plays, especially when it comes to popping through smokes. Another great use of Dizzy is that you can throw it straight up in the air, then safely reclaim it, ready to be used again in 10 seconds. If used in the wrong way, Wingman can be one of the most troll abilities in the game. Wingman has 3 main functions. It can plant the bomb on attack, it can defuse on defense, and also can act like a raise-boom bot. However, instead of blowing up at the end, this little fella will clap, stunning any enemies who are close. It also can stun allies. Some Gecko players may have a habit of sending in Wingman to plant before the site is clear, leading to the spike being gifted to the defense. Moshpit acts like a molly, but slowly does more and more damage to the point where the last bolt deals max damage. It does not have the same effectiveness at stopping site hits as other mollies. However, it can still clear out large positions due to its pretty big radius. Finally, his ult, Thresh. Thresh is a controllable shark that kind of works like a sky dog, but if you get bitten by Thresh, you are detained for 6 seconds. Just like Dizzy and Wingman, it can be restocked after 10 seconds when picked up. So, let's look at our first match. This match was between Leviathan and 100 Thieves during the opening of the group stage of VCT America. Leviathan was running a comp of Raze, Harbour, Sky, Viper and Gecko of course, and 100 Thieves running a similar comp of Raze, Brim, Fade, Viper and Gecko. So let's look at pistol round. Both Geckos, Tex and Boostio, opted to buy Dizzy and Wingman on pistol. Lev uses a combined Skydog and Flash to take lamps. Once in lamps, Tex throws a high flash from short over truck. This is combined with another Sky Flash coming out from lamps to crunch back sight. When combining 2 different types of flashes, for example here Sky Flash and Gecko Flash, this causes any players caught to have to either look at the Sky Flash or shoot the Gecko Flash, or they have to give up the space. The only real counter is to play complete anti-flash. Also, the Gecko Flash thrown by Tex is very strong, because not only does it clear backside, anyone peeking heaven, or from taking an aggressive angle from showers. Let's fast forward to 1-2. So Tex this round has ult. He uses a lineup from A short that lines up with this leaf. This lands towards outside of lamps. A Viper Orb towards sight is then put up. This allows for cover for Thresh, combined with a Sky Flash to take lamps. If anyone is caught in lamps, they'll either get flash and detained, or they'll have to run through the Gecko molly to spawn. This space allows Leviathan to take back sight, combined with 2 Brim smokes. This is such a great example of how Gecko can take easy space with his ult, limiting a lot of options for the defenders. Another key point is that Tex, with his ult, then wraps round back to default. This allows for easier recall of Thresh. Another great thing that Gecko is good for is fast retaking. Let's take a look at this game between Carmine Core and Koi, where Narrate of KC is playing Gecko. KC are up 3-0 and are in a 5v3 retake. To secure the round, Narrate does two things. Uses this wingman in order to clear close out of market and see if any trips are there. Then he throws his key flash through a window. This is a very strong flash due to two main reasons. It does not come from a choke point, therefore the Koi players have to move their crosshairs far to shoot it. And the second reason it's so strong is that it clears many angles, even spotting towards main. Even though this is a pretty simple 5v4 retake, you can see the use of the Gekko flash like this makes it work even better. The harder it is to shoot the flash, the more use you'll get out of Dizzy. Before we move to the second half and our second round, there's just a little quick tidbit here. Narrate was often throwing this Gekko flash at the start of the round, which gains a lot of info, and it's a great example of how you can get easy info with the Dizzy and easily retain him back. So fast forwarding to the first round of the second half, where KC are winning 8-4. Martine and Narrate fully contact up mid, whilst Viper Tomazzi sits outside A, and the rest go A main. Narrate and Martine manage to take mid and are ready to push market. Tomazzi then regroups with them. Shin, with his own flash, throws it towards market. This is combined with a Boombot, Wingman and Dizzy to absolutely crunch the market players, forcing them all the way back and ultimately leading to a free A site. Narrate then pulls off heroics to win them the round. However, it is this market crunch that ultimately allows them to win the round a lot more easily. Again, this is another use of combining the Gekko utility with other utility to make it even stronger. Now we're moving over to the Pacific League, where we have a game between PaperX and T1 on the map of Ascent. PaperX are running a double Initiator style comp with Fade and Gecko. This is paired with double smokes of Omen and Viper, and finally Raze as their duelist. This is a bit of an unorthodox comp compared to the standard Ascent comp we saw most of last year. The score is 0-1. PaperX forces into the second round even though they lost, and prepare for an A site hit. Forsaken throws a Fade pull towards A main to hit anyone peeking close. Monyet then nades towards the door, combined with a Gecko molly thrown by something. They then double dog towards main with the use of the Fade Prowler and the Wingman to re-clear. Something then throws his Dizzy high off contact, forcing Sire player back. Monyet falls but is quickly traded, leaving it in a 4v4. Dizzy is then thrown heaven whilst the PaperX players crunch tree, leaving Rossi in a 1v3, which ends up going PaperX's way. So let's break down this hit. Anyone who peeks early is pulled. Anyone who re-peeks is either blinded or wingman stunned. Those who play door by default will have three options: to fall back through door, peek main and get barraged by utility, or fall back to site. Then anyone peeking from site or heaven will be spotted by Dizzy. It's especially interesting to see that PaperX uses the Dizzy off contact. This is because the defender really can't shoot the Dizzy if the players are already facing him, especially with the gun Sire player has. This is just a great micro play from PRX. PRX would then do the exact same thing next round. However, this time the site was open. Fast forwarding to the second half, with a gun round, where PaperX are up 10-5. Here, PaperX crunch towards B main with a lot of utility. Devi insta-smokes tiles, then Monyet nades it. I can't see on the minimap, but I believe something also Gecko mollies tiles. Whilst this is happening, Forsaken throws a pull outside B main. Devi then flashes the Omen pull, while something throws a flash outside B main. The lone player X Accurate has to completely give up the space. This leads to T1 reacting by hitting A fast. But Mind Freak is already there with his Viper mollies, causing the attack to be absolutely ripped apart.
Down. It's gonna be Mind Freak and Forsaken collecting the kills. Mind Freak down.
T1. We're gonna try to get rid of it. Devi's gonna be good for it. Yeah, no problem.
The push towards B main with the Gecko utility and the preparation for T1's reaction is just a great macro example of how PaperX plays with Gecko. So we've looked through 3 different scenarios, and what have we learned? Here are 3 basic takeaways to get the best out of Gecko. Get info early and easy with Dizzy because of the recall. Combine Gecko's util with other agents to overwhelm enemies, and be unpredictable with util, i.e. flashing from uncommon spots. So, thank you for watching my video all the way through, and if you enjoyed it, take a look at some of my other videos.